Tembe, thank you so much for joining us. So safety, I would imagine, is your main priority. How long have you known about the speed camera problem?
I knew it as soon as we were appointed in December that the speed cameras are not working since end of May last year.
And what, to your understanding, is why this issue has not been resolved? I mean, we've heard talk about tenders not being processed properly. What exactly is the problem?
I wouldn't know, because as I was the chief of Johannesburg Metro Police, by the time I left JMPD, the speed cameras were working. And we did very well in reducing fatalities on our road. Why it is not working, I don't know.
Who should answer for this dangerous bungle?
Yes, because I'm now responsible. My job was to ensure that we have speed cameras in place. Right now, what we have done is the tender has been out. What I did is the tender has been out, adjudication, and now we're just waiting for it to be rolled out.
And you've been in the job for how long? You told me earlier, just remind me.
For 4 months. 4
months. So I can't really blame you for anything except the last 4 months. What is your understanding of why it has actually taken nearly a year for this to come right? And of course, it's still not right.
Yes, it will be right very soon. Because, as I said, we put the tenders in place and we're just waiting for it to be... it has been adjudicated and we're just waiting for it to be rolled out.
How does a thing like this lapse?
No, I wouldn't know. During my time, I had speed cameras.
Yes, but surely when you came into this position, you would ask and you would find out. You'd want to know how on earth this could happen, because that's the question we're all asking ourselves.
I wouldn't know how did it lapse. Perhaps it's the management, perhaps it's the political parties that was in charge. But then my job was to ensure that I put the speed cameras in place.
Mm-hmm. How do you think this no working speed cameras for almost a year in Johannesburg has affected road safety?
Yeah, it did. It did. Especially when I look in December, we had more than 60 people who died on our roads because people already knew that we don't have speed cameras.
That's just in Johannesburg in December last year?
Yes, over 60 people died in December.
And how does that compare to previous Decembers in Johannesburg? I mean, is there a marked increase?
Yeah, of course, there is a marked increase. I didn't check, but then there was a marked increase in fatalities on our road.
I mean, what you're telling me essentially is that because these speed cameras don't work, I mean, there could be a criminal case here, surely, because for the job not to be done by the people who meant to do it, and then to say, well, actually, there's very clearly an increase in road fatalities in the city because people know those cameras don't work. Surely someone has to be culpable.
Yes, I've asked General Sibiya of GFIS to do the investigation. It's the city's forensic investigation that will be done. Not only this, there are a lot of issues that hasn't been done right. So we're busy investigating. But while we're investigating, let's put the system in place so that we reduce fatalities on our roads.
So you say that the tender process is quite far along, it's been adjudicated. When exactly are those speed cameras going to be working in Johannesburg again?
I can't say it when it will be working, but it will be working very soon. The people will see the flashlights on our freeway.
Whose job is it? Is it your job to light a fire under someone to make this happen yesterday?
No, it's not my job. My job as a political head is to oversee that the things run smoothly.
But your job is to oversee this particular issue, am I right?
Not only this, all other issues, including the fire engine and ambulances.
Surely your job, as you oversee, is to light a fire underneath someone. And I'm asking why that didn't happen in December.
No, it couldn't have happened in December because there's a process that we have to do. Due process must be followed. We don't just go around and fire people without investigation and finding out what happened.
No, I understand, but I'm not talking about not following due process in finding someone guilty of terrible neglect. I'm talking about getting those speed cameras working as a matter of emergency. Why didn't you jump to it and say, this has to happen now? We've got terrible road statistics. We cannot have non-functioning speed cameras in our biggest city.
Tender processes takes time.
I don't care. And I don't think the citizens of Johannesburg care, Mr. Tembe. This is the point I'm trying to make. Don't give me tenders, don't give me processes. You have just told me that in December in Johannesburg, more people died on the road. You've just told me people died as a result of this. I don't care about processes and tenders. There must be a way to fix things quickly when lives are lost on our roads.
Yes, but as I said to you, due process has to follow. I can't just go around and say I'm buying speed cameras and put them on the road. There's tender processes that has to be followed, which me as a political head, I have got no powers.
Then why are you in the job? I'm not saying interfere, I'm saying sing it loud from the hilltops. Make sure it gets under everyone's noses so something is done. If you're a political head who has no power, why are you in the job?
No, I'm saying that when it comes to tenders, I don't interfere in issues of the tenders. We work according to the rules. There are rules that govern us on how we work. We don't wake up in the morning and go and buy speed cameras and put them on the road.
Even if it's an emergency, even if it's an emergency situation.
It doesn't matter. There are due processes to be followed.
David Tembe, thank you very much. MMC for Public Safety for the City of Johannesburg.